Okay, sorry, host.
It
So
will be like
go.
that sometimes. So once again, on this fourth day of our leadership training, we will be diving onto learning on the go, wherein we will discuss about the potential chances and opportunities, as well as the possibilities of the challenges that we future educators will face along the way.
So adding to that, we will tackle on how we can utilize open educational resources as well as open educational platforms, sustainable learning. And before we go on our program, may we request a moment of silence to give away for Miss Brenda Alwag as she starts the program with a short prayer. So, Miss Brenda, just wait a minute. I will just present.
Okay na po?
Wait, give me a second.
Okay po. Wait.
Thank you so much. Okay, ate, go.
Okay, everyone, let's bow our heads. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Amen. God of grace, we open our heart, mind, and soul to worship to you. Thank you that day today we dwell in your kingdom and live in your presence. Thank you that as we gather together, we join with all Christians across the world to glorify your holy name. Be us, inspire us, and lead us in our times together. We ask all this in the beautiful name of Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Again, thank you, Miss Brenda. As always, you make us feel like the Lord is always with us. Now let us pay our respects to our dear alma mater's hymn.
Oh, dearest alma mater, LSPU evermore, our source of knowledge, like the star leading, making us all go far. In our vocations, fields of work, you guide us to our goals. We'll live to serve our people. We'll do the best we can for our loved ones and our country, progressive, free. Oh, dearest LSPU, our guiding star to success.
Once again, welcome and good afternoon to everyone. We are all glad that you are here for today's training. We would like to give the stage to our Dean of the College of Teacher Education, Dr. Karen Ang Manaig, to officially start our program with her opening remarks. Karen, the stage is yours.
Okay, so hello. Yan, I'm sorry, may kasabay lang na program. Ano, teka lang.
No worries, Dean. Thank you.
Okay. May ano ba tayo? Do you hear any feedback?
Wala
No,
na po,
ma'am.
Dean. Okay na po.
Okay, wala na. Okay, wait lang. Okay, so to our esteemed and eloquent and honorable resource speaker who will be properly introduced in a very short while. To our university president, Dr. Mario R. Briones, to our honorable LSPU faculty regent, Dr. Chester Alexis C. Buama, faculty members, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First and foremost, I would like to commend the CTE Council for conducting this very timely and relevant leadership training for student leaders. At the onset, allow me to share with you a statement from the National Forum for the Enhancement of Teaching and Learning in Higher Education in 2022, wherein it was mentioned that as per UNESCO, Hewlett Foundation, Creative Commons, and open education advocates globally, including many in higher education, have been making the case for open education and OER for the past 2 decades. Thus, as stated by UNESCO, the universal access to information through high-quality education contributes to peace, sustainable social and economic development, and intercultural dialogue. The OER provide a strategic opportunity to improve the quality of learning and knowledge sharing, as well as to improve policy dialogue, knowledge sharing, and capacity building globally. When the pandemic struck, distance and flexible learning became the new norm in education. It changed the curriculum in terms of its content and context. Classes were held via online platforms and distance learning. Thus, it is a must that every educator should be equipped with the latest technological advancement and adapt to the novel pedagogical approaches in the teaching and learning. Thus, during the height of the pandemic, UNESCO responded to this unprecedented crisis and immediately supported learning and knowledge sharing through these platforms. Hence, the Open Educational Resources, or the OER, and the Open Educational Practices, or the OEP, provided a sustainable learning and, most importantly, a resilient knowledge society as we continue our mission to educate the learners despite these trying times. I am confident that the topics to be discussed will provide you new avenues in applying the latest computer technologies and pedagogies in conducting your classes through flexible learning modality. This is your opportune time to be under the tutelage of an expert in the field of educational technology. Lastly, I would like to express my profound gratitude to our resource speaker, Mr. Faharuddin Akbar, from the wonderful country of Indonesia, for sharing his precious time, knowledge, and expertise. To our dear students, seize the moment and happy learning. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Ma'am Karen, for giving us insights on what we are going to tackle on for today. I really commend how we are going to adapt to certain situations as we are right now. At first, when the pandemic struck, we were at a loss. We put a halt to everything that we were doing. But now we are finding various ways in previously in different webinars, learning does not stop. Am I am I right, Ate Sian?
Yes, learning is a continuous process, right? So now, Miss, our professor, Kathleen Hino is here. Prof, am I going to show the recorded? You should introduce Mr. Fajar live. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. You introduce. Okay, teacher, go ahead. You can now introduce our speaker.
You may play the video.
Okay, teacher. No worries, I will.
A pleasant day to all. To our Honorable University President, Dr. Mario Briones, to the Honorable Member of the Board of Regents, Dr. Chester Alexis Buama, to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Eden Calio, to our Campus Director, Engineer Cabiente, to our Associate Dean of the College of Teacher Education, Dr. Karen A. Manaig, to the coordinators, my dear colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you our guest speaker this afternoon. Our speaker for today is a dedicated English teacher and an educational technology practitioner from Indonesia. He is active in promoting the open educational resources and practices that align with open access to learning and education. He also loves to grow and support educational communities, which encourage and promote sustainable learning for educators and students globally. Let us all welcome our guest speaker for today, none other than Mr. Faharuddin Akbar.
Once again, welcome to our third day webinar leadership training, Mr. Fajar. You are our guest speaker from Indonesia, host.
May we all give a warm welcome of applause to Mr. Teacher Faharuddin Akbar. The stage is yours now, Teacher Fajar.
Okay, I hope I'm audible. Thank you very much. It was
Yes.
really exciting. It was a really amazing opening, really eventful. Thank you so much, and yeah, salamat to everyone, to the dear professor, and also the dean, and also everyone in the university, and also the student council. Yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm so honored, and really thank you once again for having me here. Yeah, I really hope to have a two-way discussion. So like I don't really expect to talk in one way flow, but I hope that I can ask some students, and also we can have a fruitful conversation. Okay. First of all, I would like to share my screen. Is it possible?
Yes,
But
teacher.
not yet.
Okay.
Still disabled. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah, I
now okay?
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, teacher.
No worries, it happens sometimes. Okay, I'm sharing my screen and I hope it's visible. I hope it works well. Okay, so yeah, I hope it works well this time. Yeah, once again, so really thank you so much to the lecturer, to the professors, Miss Catherine, and we have Miss Buga, and also Romel, thank you, and also Sian, and of course our host today, Aaron. Okay, so I have a little introduction here, even though, yeah, it was a really lovely introduction, a little about me, and this is a little more about me. So you can call me Fajar. So in my country, the J is pronounced as J like in English, so it's Fajar for short. Yeah, I know my name is a little bit Arabic, but most people just call me Fajar or Fajar, it's okay. Yeah, and I regard myself as a sustainable learner. Even though, yeah, I have been mentioned several times, maybe educational technology practitioner, an OER advocate, but I would love to regard myself as a sustainable learner. But because I believe that our age, me and the students here are not really divided far away. I'm still in my 20s. And
Yes,
so
teacher. We are not far that
you're not
We are
far
at the
away.
same age range, sir.
I'm still in 20s, in my 20s. Yeah. So it's a little about me. I would like to show a little of my badges. Yeah, so I really love educational technology, especially started as a Google certified educator, and then I move up into the Microsoft and with the Open University, and there's a lot of things that I would like to share. And of course, I have shared this to Chian, these slides, and I want you to know that these slides is interactive. So if you see, you can click the words here, you can click the icon. So in case you want to connect with me in the social media, you can just click the social media icon. You can connect with me Facebook, on LinkedIn. You can just click it and it will direct you to my profile. Yeah. And I have several communities, just like mentioned. So I really love to grow and encourage communities nowadays, like with the global classroom and also the 100 community IELTA. I believe that having communities and affiliation in global situation is really important for educators, because through that way it will really bring up the foundation, especially for future educators. There's gonna be more and more things that you will encounter. Maybe not long, maybe like 2 years from now, there will be so many things that new that you will encounter. Is my prediction. Okay. And I have several ongoing projects that I will always share on my social media, and I have my highlighted works. So if you click this, you will go to my previous presentation slides. Okay, so that's a little about me. You can just copy Fajar, and you can also click. You can try to browse on my slides and try to click on something, and it will direct you to a website. Okay, I have a bit topic or title of the topic here: learning as you go. So I was thinking of something that is not really serious, but should be fruitful and also essential. And I'm thinking, oh, learning as you go. I think it's gonna be really interesting. Like the philosophical is like you're learning everywhere now. Like we're learning now, we're learning then, we're learning. Yeah. So I should say it's learning as you go. Like wherever you are and where you are, you can learn. And talking about the chances and challenges, which not to be worried about, but something to be concerned about for future educators, including me. Maybe for 5 years to 10 years from now, there will be so many things new and different. And I hope that OER and OEP would be more and more developed and also more and more recognized as something to support the sustainable learning. Because like nowadays, learning doesn't stop. Learning literally doesn't stop in education institution. I should say there are so many certification, qualification where big companies, not just education institution, but big companies such as technological companies are selling in terms of what is it, working qualification, etc. Okay, but yeah, I believe that it has been mentioned before, OER and OEP, but I would like to ask some of you, especially the students, of course, not just the abbreviation, not just what it stands for. I would like you to know, do you know what does it mean by OER and OEP? Yeah, your dean has mentioned about it, more or less, but do you have any maybe slight definitions of what is OER and OEP? Okay, I would like to ask the president. I would like to ask Romel. Romel, what do you think? It's all right.
Okay, sir. Teacher Fajar, am I audible? Am I loud and clear?
Yeah, of course. Clear.
I think I'm not familiar for that OER, but
Mhm.
then I think it is something like affiliation or the recognition, and at the same time the mm, job descriptions of what
Okay.
you are doing and what you are learning for, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, nice try. Thank you, Romel. Okay, Chian. Chian, how about you, Chian?
Okay, I know the OER. I
Mhm.
hope it is not wrong. It's an
It's all
open
right. It's all right.
it's an open educational resources, right?
That's it stands for. What does it
Okay.
mean?
Open educational resources, according to what I have read, it is more on digital or technology and education. Is that right, teacher?
Okay, well, almost there. Thank
Almost
you,
there.
Chian and
Okay, thank
Romel.
you.
Okay, how about the host? Let's ask the host.
At
Would like to
first
tell
glance,
something.
at
Mhm.
first glance, sure, I thought it was something out of the ordinary. Like it's not related to education, but then I remembered it was a leadership training. So I did my research, and it stands for Open Educational Resources. And at face
Mhm.
value, I thought it was like for the online setting, we use Google Scholar and all those accessible resources that we could use, like Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, but that that specific platform. We use that for
Mm.
our resource for education. That's what I think at first value.
Okay, all right. It's amazing, everyone. Okay, that's a really good start. Okay, now let's just make it simple. Can you read this? What do you mean? Let's Google it. Okay,
Let's Google it.
let's Google it. Okay,
The most
let's
famous
say
term. Let's Google.
okay, OER and OEP. Okay, okay, let's just Google it. Okay, I hope it doesn't slow. Okay, so we have it on the right. So it's a open educational practices. So it's OEP. Okay, we have a little bit maybe from Wikipedia. Open educational practices are part the broader open education landscape includes the openness movements in general. It is a term with multiple layers and dimension. Is often interchangeably with open pedagogy and open practices, just like your dean mentioned. Okay, this is like one example of the results from Google of what is OEP maybe. Okay, there are a lot of it like OER and OEP for teaching and learning, or OEP in higher education, OEP unleashing the power of VR. You will find many results about it in Google with different words, right? Different sentences, trying to deliver the same thing, trying to deliver the same knowledge. Okay, so in short, OER means something that is free, something that is open in education. Okay, like something that you can find in the internet, something that people share. Okay, so that is OER and OEP. Okay, you can find many different terms, but the thing it will be the same. It's about openness. It's about free. It's about open access. Okay, it's about accessibility to learning and education. Okay, you can just click anything from the result that you can find more about it. Okay, all right, that's from Google, but I think there could be something that we can do more. We can watch a YouTube explanation about it. Is that right? Okay, maybe it could be it's something you do most of the time if you find something. Okay, now I will just go to youtube.com. Okay, would you like to bet like how many millions of results? How many millions of results if we find OER and OEP? Like how many videos of it? Okay, so we know that open OER is open educational resources. Okay, I will just open it. Okay, I haven't finished my typing, even though it's typo and they already show us the what is it result, right? Right. How amazing it is. Okay. Okay, so we have money. Have money. We have what is open educational resource? We have open education resources, OER, an introduction, an AE, what and why, SESI 47 open education, like a lot of it, maybe millions of it. Okay, millions of it. And you click one and you click different videos, they will try to deliver different words, different sentences, different kind of visual, telling about the same thing, which is OER, and maybe a little about OEP. Okay, I'm not showing YouTube and Google to enjoy them actually, but I would like to show up this question: what makes us more knowledgeable than this? After all, as a future teacher, what makes us more knowledgeable than this? What makes you more reliable when it comes to finding information as a teacher than this logo? Anybody? Would you like? Okay, Tian. Okay. Would you
Okay.
like to say something?
Yeah, I am. I would answer this question based on my
Okay.
own opinion. Okay. We are the most intelligent human or intelligent kind of something. Basta we are the most intelligent human, or the hierarchy, we are on the top. The human is on the top. So we as teachers, we are not by learn by books. We are not just learning by the internet. We are not based on books, but we can learn from nature. That this Google cannot teach us, but we can learn from the nature. Like Filipinos, when they hear the roosters in the morning, it means that it's 6 o'clock. So Google cannot teach us that. Did you get what I am saying right now?
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, that's an amazing thoughts about it.
Okay, so
But
that is my thought teacher, that we can learn
it's
by
nice.
nature, but Google cannot teach us that. Google cannot wake you on 6 o'clock. Google is a very broad source of information, but nature is there. We can learn through that. That is my opinion, teacher.
Hey, that's amazing. That's I agree with that one. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, what makes you more reliable source of information for your students than this one? Or do you even believe yourself in innovation? Okay, this is just a question. That's a rhetoric question. Okay. Now the next one. As a teacher, of course, we will give lecture, we will give presentation. But as we know, there are a lot of massive videos out there in this logo or in YouTube. Now, what makes our lecture more insightful than this one? How could you believe that your students will believe more into your lecture, maybe on a live Zoom meeting, or maybe like a recorded video of your explanation, or will they find another video on YouTube? Okay, what makes our lecture more insightful than that? Okay, so that's just a rhetorical question. Okay, okay. Aaron, would you like to say something? Romel, please.
Either of the two, Teacher Fajar. So
Okay.
I would say what makes my lecture more insightful is that as a teacher, learning is a two-way process. And if we're just going to rely on YouTube videos, it's just a one-way process. And if we just stick to that particular topic, we won't be able to expand our knowledge. Yes, there are comments, but it's not really that insightful to research upon. And there's lots of YouTube videos out there explaining a various topic, but teachers give off a more authentic take on specific lectures.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing thought. But Aaron, have you ever YouTube something from your subject?
Yes, Teacher Fajar, multiple times, just to
Always,
have an
teacher.
just to have an inclination of ideas
Yeah,
to what that topic is, just to get an
Just
idea
yeah.
and expand
just
upon
to
that idea.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, this is just a rhetorical situation. Yeah, of course. Actually, we have a lot of reasons to defend ourselves that we are better for our students. Our teachers are better than these things in some kind of way, and that's a good thing. Okay. Now, how about this one? Most of you, maybe some of you, familiar with this. Some of you may not. Do you recognize any of these logos? Anyone can just say it. Which logo that you recognize?
I recognize two, teacher.
Which one? Which one? Which two?
The first one is the bird, which is Duolingo, and the other one is
Duolingo,
Google Translate on the far
Google
right.
Translate, right? Okay, Google Translate. Anybody? Anyone else?
I just recognize the one which is Google Translate.
Oh,
the,
Google
the other is
Translate.
not.
Sorry. You never. Okay, okay. All right. So I'll tell you a little. So yeah, this is Duolingo. It's one of the most famous app when it comes to language learning, not just English. And we have Elsa Speak. So Elsa Speak is for English learning. It's for pronunciation. So it's developed in Vietnam. And we have language drops. I believe you know Kahoot, right? Most people know Kahoot nowadays. So language drops, this icon. This is a part of Kahoot. They focus on language learning, not just English. So it's similar to Duolingo. And we have Grammarly. So this is Grammarly. Do you know? Don't you know Grammarly, right? Grammarly, an application that help you to Grammarly, right? Yeah, the last logo. To what is it? Check your grammar, etc. Of course, Google Translate. We use it most of the time. I, as an English teacher or language teacher, I also use them. Now, the question is like another rhetorical question is like, how could we believe that we can teach our students better than this? How can we? Can you translate even better than Google Translates, or maybe setting up more vocabularies, or maybe setting up more grammar knowledge into applications more than Grammarly? Okay. So this is just a questions that we have. Okay, that we hope. Okay. So I have been presenting about educational technology application tools for the past 3 years, maybe starting 2019 or maybe less of the end of 2018. And yeah, I share about applications, share about tools like this. Yeah, even though I will not show about this, you can just browse it on your own later on. So a lot of people and audiences talk, what is the best application? So, oh, this application is not good enough for my students. They said, as example, oh, Duolingo cannot fulfill all my students' needs. Then we have to be grateful. Imagine if this application can fulfill all the needs of your students. Imagine that your student can learn perfectly 100% from Google Translate. Then what will you teach? So that's why application is something, or a technology is something that facilitates us, that we can incorporate. It has flaws, a lot of flaws. I mean, like they have weakness, they have disadvantages, and I should say we should be grateful for that, because that's that's our role. That's where we involve. right? It means that education and technology is actually human-centered. It's not about the tools, it's not about the technology, but it's about how we use them. Okay, and in the end of the day, my students who I gave like this kind of application, they come back to me, and it shows how education and technology is human-centered. Okay, now another thing is feedback. So this is one of the foundation where technology is was included into education. Okay, so we call them TPAC, technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. Maybe in the beginning of 2016, 2017, or this is a really high concern. And then 2020, when it comes to the COVID outbreak, almost everyone talked about this. They focus on technology. They focus on all the tools or the luxury of technology or the luxury of digitalizations, and they rely everything on that. But the thing is, technology is in the last step of PPAC. Okay, that's why I make it like this. It actually start from content. Okay, that's why you study in university as a sample. Maybe in our case, our content is English, right? That's what makes us somehow someone to learn from. We have the content. We know English. Let's say we know vocabulary, we know grammar, we know pronunciation, etc. We have the content. Okay, we are a content resourceful person. That's what the students expect from us. That's why we are a resource. And then maybe in teacher education study, we learn about pedagogy, because we have to agree not everyone can do the things, can deliver the things. We might have seen a lot of smart people, but when it comes to teaching, it's a different topic. Okay, so first we have content. We know English very much. We can speak very fluent. We know a lot of vocabulary we can write, and then we learn about pedagogy. That's what helps us to facilitate our students. That's the word, to facilitate our students, to guide our students, how to choose content, how to filter content, and to deliver them to the students. And then in the last step, we have technology to facilitate as the medium of our classroom. Especially in this our context, we use Zoom. So this is one of the technology that we use. Okay, and I'm using Canva as my presentation slide. So this is the technology that we use. And also maybe in on-site classroom, they use Kahoot, quizzes, a lot of this technology, and it must be in the last step. Content and pedagogy should be the core of the things. It should be the main thing. Okay, so when it comes, technology doesn't work, pedagogy and content is still the education. Okay, so technology, we use them as a medium or a facility like that. The thing in education is the content and pedagogy. Okay. Now let's talk about conventional learning. So I just paraphrase and sum everything. So back in the days, maybe if you still experience it, like 20 years ago, okay, most learning only happens in the school and classroom. Yeah, maybe we have homework, but still most of the learning, and maybe sometimes you do the homework in the classroom in the morning before the school start, the class start. So yeah, most learning only happen in the school. Most education only happens in the classroom, and the teachers are the main source of knowledge. Yeah, you may go to the library, you may open your book or your textbooks or your book package, but still the teacher is the source of knowledge. Back in the day, in the conventional learning, every time you have questions, you go to your teacher, you ask this or you ask that. And it's mostly happen in the classroom. Outside the classroom, it finished. Okay, maybe you have homework, but it doesn't mean that you learn. Okay, most of the time. Okay. And now this is the possibility that I could think of. Okay, so this is just 2 points of that what I think of. Learners own their own learning. This is what is amazing, in my opinion, based on what I saw, based on what I have witnessed, to the vast facility and medium of knowledge where we can see everywhere and see everywhere in the internet. That we are as learners, I would regard myself as learners also. Like we own our own learning. We can learn anytime, anywhere, even without someone that guide us. So what teachers for? So teachers here to facilitate and guide learning. Imagine okay, something in the internet, and you try to search for one word, just like what we did. We search for OER and OEP. Like there are millions of results. There are thousands, hundreds of results, of words, of definitions, like that. And that's what where teachers involved. So teachers try to facilitate, try to filter, try to choose which things that the students need. That's why we are the human resource of what is it? The main resource in this world. We are the human resource of the world, not just one company, because students are the human resource of the future. So we need the ability to adapt and to adopt to the current trend, like that, to choose which knowledge, which resources that our students will need, okay, in the middle of millions of resources out there. And that's the possibility. So the question is, how likely is the possibility? Or maybe have you experienced it, or have you felt it now that you own your own learning? Or maybe that, can you feel it now that teachers, or maybe some of you have taught here, have ever been teaching, that you are no longer need to build the knowledge, you only need to choose which knowledge is needed. Okay. Anybody? Are you with me with the possibility that I presented? Anybody? That's okay. You can say your opinion. Anyone wants to say? I want this to be a two-way discussion. Are
Okay.
you with me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Of
yeah.
course. Okay, I will just share this. We are studying now. I am in third year, and teachers taught, or our professors taught us that teacher is not the only one to share the information, but we are just going to facilitate them. And also we have this teacher, it is our education, and our education now is not just teacher centered. It is teacher student centered learning, where teacher is just facilitator, and the student will give more information for them to share their thoughts, their opinions, to develop their confidence, and to make the class interactive, not just like the traditional way, which is the teacher will just going to act in front and say those information, and the student will just sit. And after that class, the student is just sitting and say goodbye, teacher. But now, our professor teach us that it is not we are not going to do that in our actual practice teaching, or in our as professor, but we have to make our classroom interactive for the student to break their shy types, or I don't know, but to make the classroom interactive. That's how the
Okay,
professor teach us.
that's a really amazing thought. Yeah. And that is what is going on right now. Imagine 2 years from now, 5 years from now, where it is your turn to have the classroom with you. Okay. Now, now let's go to the fun part. We're gonna discuss about chances. Okay, so after what we have discussed, after what I have shown you, maybe some questions and something. So, can you see chances in the future as an educator? What chances can you see? What opportunity, the advantages or good things that you can see from this as a future educators? Okay, Romel, sure.
I'm still audible, teacher.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you so much. From studying about technology, and most especially of what you are talking about, TPAC, um, there's a lot of chances that we can make in the future as a future educator. We can share a lot of knowledge. We can share a lot of ideas to our future students, most especially the future generation. And at the same time, we can build, for example, more technologies, more inventions if we are more learned about this technology, and most especially the TPAC. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's a good thought. That's a good plan. Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, let's see something that I have prepared. Now, any of you familiar with this icon? We have Open Learn, we have Future Learn, HP Live, Microsoft Learn. Say this is any of you? I only add some. So we have hundreds out there, but do you recognize any of this?
Personally, teacher, I do not recognize any single one of them because this is all
Any
new to
single
me
one?
at face value. This is all new to me. This is all new
Oh,
information for me.
okay. Yeah, this is new. This all news maybe in terms of, but I would believe like in 2 years from now, this thing's gonna be booming. Okay. So if you know about the blockchain technology, NFT and etc., education is also included in those technology. Okay. You don't what is it? Don't think that blockchain technology, metaverse and etc. education is excluded. No, education is included in that. Okay, so how if I tell you that all these icons or logos are companies and institutions that provide free education with certificate, okay? Not just learning, but certificate, okay? All right, I'll just choose open one first with Open Learn. Yes, Open University. That's right. Open University is one of the, I should say, representation, not one of the persons, they are the pioneer of ER and OEP. Yeah, so Open University, yeah, almost not every country, Indonesia also have Open University. So Open University provides online education. Maybe they were the first of online education pioneer, but beginning in 1960s, like or what is it, distance education. But what I want to show you now is Open Learn. So Open Learn is what is I should say the contribution of the Open University, which is absolutely 100% free for everyone to learn anywhere through the internet, through this website. Okay, so you can see free courses. Yeah, it stated that we have subjects for study for life. Okay, I will show you what subjects that they cover in this website. Okay, so they have money and business, education development, health, sports, psychology, history, languages, nature, environment, almost everything. Okay, so these are the faculty. These are the faculty. As example, let's choose education and development. I'm gonna explore the subjects. Okay, so here they provide free courses. These courses are totally free. There are articles, there are courses, there are interactive, and you can enroll anytime you want, start anytime you want, and finish anytime you want. So there is no instructor in this course. You can just work on your way through the course. Okay, to learn about anything that you want. You see there are various of topics. Okay, and these are free. So this is an example of open educational resources and practices. It's open. Okay, now I will show you an example what we can do in this website. Okay, so I'm gonna log in first. So the thing is, if you sign up to this website, you will have your own student profile, of course, for free, like that. Okay, connection. Okay, so I'm opening my profile. So you see my Open Learn profile. So it's still in this page. Click it. And here is my profile. Okay, you have a complete profile. You can see your achievements, you can see your progress, and badges. So this is what I want to introduce a bit. Okay, so you can have this profile for free if you. So that's why what is it? I said it's sustainable learning. Okay, because through this website you can learn anytime and anything that you want, and you can get what we say by an achievement or a word. Okay, example this certificate. This is we call them badge. So badge is a blockchain technology. So if I click download this badge, it will so this badge or this picture contain the informations of the owner of this badge. You see the name, the issuer name, the description, and you can send the link. Okay, so anytime or anyone who open this link, okay, they will go to this information. Okay, so you will not lose this, and no one will fake it. Nobody can fake this badge, because if you open the link, the same exact link, it will show your profile like that. And you can have achievements. So everything that you have finished, like courses that you have finished, it will be the my achievement sections like that. And you have it, and I have finished so far, I'm not sure, 10 or 15, I forgot. Okay, so these are the courses that I have finished in this website, and it will be on your profile. And people can see it. So people can check your profile and can see your learning progress anytime through online. Okay. An amazing thing, you have my statements, like statements of participation. So every time you finish a course, you will get a certificate like this. It is free, like that. You can learn, you can finish it anytime, anywhere you want. Okay, without instructor. So what we can take from this, it gives more opportunities for English teachers, freelance English teachers, or any English teachers who want their students to develop not just about the English, but also their professionalism. As example, I teach ESP. I teach English as specific purposes. Most of my students, they are doctors, they are engineers, some of them also university students, and employees, workers. So through this kind of resources, I can not just teach English, but I can also teach something that can develop their professionalism through English. So it's not just about grammar, it's not just about tenses anymore. Okay, it's not just about that, but it's about the value of the language itself. How can learning English can bring you to the bigger, or maybe to the openness world like that. So you can use this as a teacher to facilitate your students. Okay, already have the course, you already have the resources, the materials. You only need to filter it out to choose which things that my students need. That's what teachers are right now. Okay, that is one. All right. Okay, Future Learn is the same. HP Live almost the same. Now, how about Microsoft? So I believe that, and maybe some of you agree that technology and digital professionalism is one of the biggest market in our world right now. Cybersecurity, cloud-based internet, and etc. So here, Microsoft provide also free courses for anyone who wants to learn about digital technology, especially, of course, things that related to Microsoft. So we have Microsoft, the principle of sustainable software, protect against security, cybersecurity, and these are free. Okay, and what we can take as a teacher, of course, I have some students who are IT engineer, and this one helped me so much. I know the vocabulary that my students need. I know what kind of field that my students are encountering in their English work. Okay. So we can make use these open educations and free learning resources, not just for ourselves. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Not just for ourselves, but also to facilitate our students. Let me log in for a moment. I would like to show something. And also in this website, you can have a profile. You can also facilitate your students to have a profile. And what is it? I should say it really helped my students so much when it comes to professional development, because the demand of qualification in nowadays world is, what is it? I should say, evolving so fast. Maybe just this year you need to have this certificate. You need to have this qualification, and then in the upcoming year you need to upgrade your certification. You need to upgrade your professionalism, and that's why this kind of resource really facilitate my students to keep up with their career. Okay, so I have my profile here. I know I'm not really active. I only have 12 badge, so it's 12 courses that I finished to facilitate my students, and of course they come with certificate like this. Ta-da! And it's free, and they can access it anytime and anywhere. And you as a teacher, what you do, facilitate them in terms of English, maybe in our context, because most of these resources are in English. That's why it said that English is the language of business and technology. Okay, that's how lucky we are. We can teach almost anything through the language. We only need the resource. Okay, it goes the same with Future Learn. It goes the same with HP Live. If you know HP is like the one brand of laptop, Hewlett Packard. They also provide online courses now. Even Samsung, I know everyone knows Samsung, right? Samsung has an education online course. They call them Samsung Not a School. They also provide certificate. Apple, they have Apple Teacher. Microsoft, they have Microsoft Learn. So almost everything now come into education, not just institutions like university, but big companies. They're trying to reach out almost everything in a part of our life. So that's why we need to be adaptable. Okay, and that is some resources. Now, some fun things. This is really fun. I think this era is the most fun thing as a teacher. Okay, so this is just an example of resources. Maybe in the future, you will teach children, you will teach adults, you will teach any kind of people in terms of English. And you don't need to worry when it comes to resource. As long as you want to learn, you want to filter, you can pick and choose, because the resources is everywhere. So this is one of the resources. This is Learn English Kids British Council. So if you are teaching children and you need ideas, you can just go here. It provides almost anything, almost everything, I should say. You have flashcards, you have fun and games, you have ideas. As an example, you have stories like that. So for those who are interested in teaching children, you can get a really rich resource from this kind of website, because sometimes you will need things more than just the textbooks. Okay, and this is Learn English Kids. And then we have Premier Skills English. Any of you like football? Anyone? No one like football? Okay. In case that you will teach football players in the future, or maybe at least an athlete in the future. So this website provides English for football player. So we call them Premier Skills English. So the words, the vocabulary, the context in this website is about football. So they have the listening, they have reading, they have videos like that, and the context will be about football. Okay, so you only need to pick like which things that are that my students need. and one of them is ELO. So ELO is an English library, English listening lesson library online. So this website provides thousands of free listening activities. They also provide worksheets. Okay, so in case that you want to use it, and it's free, you can use anytime, anywhere. If you want to use it in the class, you can download it. You can print it out, share it to your students. You have the transcript, you have the grammar explanation, you have the quiz, and etc. You can use the audio like that for free. Okay, so what I'm trying to show is like resources now is everywhere, and what we need as teachers is to guide and facilitate. And it's still a big question actually, like how come in this fast massive of knowledge, students are still looking for teachers, right? Okay, let's say here you are still learning and you know that everything that you want somehow in terms of knowledge, you can find it in the internet. But still you come to your lecturer, you come to your professor, you come to education institution to learn, which shows that learning and education is actually human-centered. So we are looking for a human, not just the knowledge. Okay. Now, after, okay, if you want to browse more about resources, you can click my Wakelet profile. You can click my slides here, and you can go to my Wakelet profile. You can find anything that you need somehow. Yeah, so I'm trying my best to collect free resources and free collections of resources, mostly for English learning and English teaching. Okay, and this is some kind of personal website. And I believe maybe in the future, as teachers, you need a website for yourself. Okay, so you can share it to your students. Okay, so if you need teaching resources or reading resources, you can just click it and you can try to find. I'm trying my best to add more to my collections. And if you want to give resources for learners, I also I have career supplements like CV templates, also online courses website for 21st skill. Okay, now how about the challenges? I think this is the closing. How about the challenges? After seeing everything, anybody, what do you think? After talking about the chances, now how about the challenges? After seeing the resources, yes, Aaron?
I think one of the challenges, teacher, that most of us will encounter is the accessibility of the resources and materials itself. Because not everyone is fortunate enough to have the resources available, like phones, laptops, internet, those things. Those are the things that I think will be the most challenging part of this technological revolution that we are embarking now.
Yeah, that's true. That it's still one of the biggest problems that it's quite difficult to solve because what is it? It involves economic, it involves politics, it involves geographical situation, and it's quite difficult to encounter that. But believe me, most of the part that you will encounter if you are like in terms of your career, if you are seeking for career only, let's say, most of the thing that you will encounter is the technological part, is the advantage part. Like you will compete with other, maybe collaborate with others in terms of the technological part, in the terms of advantages, rarely in the disadvantages when it comes to the career. Okay? You will have to compete with people that know this, that know that have this and have that, and you will encounter a school environment or an education environment which require you to be able to use this and to use that. Okay, most of the time in your career. Okay, but actually we have more. Okay, let's think of ourselves first. Okay, let's think of let's try to save ourselves first. Okay, and after that, hopefully we can try to volunteer. We can try to we can try to to pick up those who are left. Okay? But let's try to be to save ourselves. Now, any of you recognize this logo? Anybody? Okay. So these are online school or online English school or an online language school website. Maybe in the beginning of 2018, people are starting to get more and more to be involved in online teaching. So we have, this is the 4 big companies that I have ever experienced. We have Preplay, italki, Tutoro, and Amazing Talker. Maybe somehow, if you browse the internet, you might have seen 1 or 2 the advertisement of them. Okay, I'll open one with Preplay. So nowadays, and maybe in the future, the options of your career is not just the school. It will not only school, university, English courses. You will have various options of opportunity and career as an English teacher. And one of them is online teaching. Okay. And this is where people are getting more and more involved. Like there are millions of online language schools nowadays in the internet. Okay. And it really gives flexibility for teachers to teach anytime and anywhere. Okay, so somebody want to be what? English tutors, Spanish tutors. I believe I have ever seen a lot of Filipino teachers teaching English or maybe teaching Spanish and also teaching their own language. So here, people or learners can go to this website, find their own teachers, looking for their own price, the price that they can pay to have a session with the teachers online using this website. And teachers, they can just post themselves, their profile, their price, their rate, okay, their experiences, so they can engage students to learn with them. So it's like an online shopping, if you can say, right? So this is already growing industry in the world, okay? And you see, this was Hannah Faith. She's from Philippines. See the Philippines like there. Yeah, this is like one of the biggest industry in the world of education right now, and it makes the competition bigger because you will compete with natives, you will compete with teachers from different countries, and you will also teach students not just from your own country. So it's gonna be real English as a second language. You're gonna teach English using English, not English by using your language, but teach English by using English. Okay, so this is just one of example of the challenges that we have. Okay, you can find in Google online teaching school, online language school, and you can apply like that. And there are a lot of people who rely on this job. They earn, I don't know, like $2,000, $3,000 a month. Okay, and mostly they dedicate most of their lives to this kind of profession. And that is one Preplay, and you can find more of it at an online school, yeah, online teaching jobs, online translation jobs, etc. And it makes challenge but also opportunities in terms of collaboration and also competition. Well, actually, that's all I can deliver. Thank you, everyone. And let's move on to the discussion session and let's have a talk. Thank you, host.
So thank you, Teacher Fajar, for all of this information is new to me, although I had some ideas as to what they are, but the vast majority of availability that the internet has in regard to specific courses is very overwhelming. I just realized that there are more than just this specific one. And in the future, I might embark on one of those one of those websites to give myself more credibility, affinity to teach, to expand my opportunities. And it's there. Taking on these courses expands our opportunities as not only teachers but also leaders, because we will be equipped with more knowledge in order to lead people. And it's very insightful, teacher Fajar.
Thank you, thank you. Hey, so do we have questions or things that we can talk about?
I have a question, teacher Fajar, regarding again with the accessibility of other students regarding this, not only students but as well as with current teachers. So how are we going to spread this information to other students for them to aware? Like for them to be aware, because some schools doesn't have this kind of teachings. And then what other platform should we spread it upon? Like right now in this webinar, we are spreading this information for the students. So what else can we do to spread this information?
Okay, yeah, that's a very crucial and essential, what is it, context. So here's the thing: there are, in my opinion, there are two obstacles in terms of, what is it, accessibility to information. The first one, the one that is out of our control, like facility of technology, facility of devices, internet, and etc. It is of our control. It's quite difficult because it's economic, it's geographic, it's politic, and etc. But the other obstacle is about effort. I believe that, I believe, in my opinion, based on what I see here, maybe like most people nowadays, they have smartphone for at least, they have smartphone for at least, I cannot count, I don't know how much gigabytes of internet that they use every day to browse on TikTok, to browse on Instagram, social media, or anything just for entertainment. Like students and children, maybe I don't know, but in my country, I think it's quite worrying because parents start to give devices, smartphones to their children in a very young age. Just leave them be, browsing anything like for entertainment only. Okay. Also, parents, also adults, they spend a lot of their what is it, internet bandwidth just for entertainment. But in the other side of that, these things, I should say, they are like buried. They are buried inside, inside or behind this entertainment, like overwhelming entertainment, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Like that. So yeah, the first obstacle, it's out of our control. It's quite difficult. It's economic, geographic, and um, politic. But the second obstacle, when it comes to effort, this is what I believe. Thinking requires effort. That's why most people, they choose entertainment. They don't have to think about it. They just watch and enjoy while they are left behind. Like that. Yeah,
Their,
that's what I can say.
their priorities are set differently from other people's priorities. Yes,
That's the
because
thing.
because
Hmm.
I can say as a big brother to a little sister, I have experienced this type of issue that we're in. We little children are given devices in order for them to be occupied instead of being taken advantage of in order for them to learn. Let's say, for example, yes, in YouTube there is a YouTube channel called Coco Melon, and parents are using that to keep their children entertained. But at the same time, they are not being monitored enough for them to learn something from that YouTube channel. And there's even the possibility that they may click on something that is not safe for children. So it's very crucial for us to monitor. And I think there's a question here from our president. It is, how can you advise students, since it's a leadership training webinar, on how they deal information that they can see in different applications? From President Romel.
Okay, thanks, Romel. So here's the thing. That's why adaptability, this is in my opinion, based on my experience, adaptability and flexibility is, what is it, really important when it comes to norm and also moral. Because when it comes to definition to a something, you cannot rely on only one definition. You will find hundreds of thousands people try to define the same thing with different words. So try not to be stiff. Okay, try to be flexible. Try to see some things pragmatically by context. Something that help you, the things that make things, yeah, better for your own and maybe better for you to share. Yeah, there are fast, like massive information. That's why we have to be really, really adaptable, selective, but also flexible. Okay, and we can also try. That's why we're not, spoon feeding things to our students, not only spoon feeding things to our members or anything. We are guiding and facilitating. So we can try to let our students and also our members, okay, to seek things by their own and discuss it together, like that. Open freely, not what to say, what is it? Not by judgmentally like that. Yeah, I know it's gonna be really, really a lot of effort. That's why we talk about challenge here, because it's quite difficult to stick to one definition only nowadays, because there are hundred and thousand million of words in the internet that try to define actually the same thing. So we need to be flexible, selective but flexible, and also adaptable to things. Things may be different in different times and different contexts. Not just one thing can be correct, but it can be also situation. So I think so. It's not about the technology. It's about how we as human interpret something like that. I think that's all I can say. You're very welcome.
I have another question here, Teacher Fajar.
Yeah, sure.
Should we integrate the OER and OEP within the school's academe?
Yeah, that's true. This is what we are trying to do in the world of open education. So here's the thing. Most education business, I should say business and industry, they are afraid that open education will make them go bankrupt, because open education is free, right? Can you imagine you get certificate for free, learning for free? Okay, so there are some education industry that they are afraid that they will go bankrupt. The thing is, no, it's different thing. It's different thing. So actually, open education can help education industry or education business. Nowadays, you see in the internet, there are so many people share things illegally, illegal PDF, illegal resources, right? Also illegal videos and anything. OER are trying their best to facilitate people not to use illegal things. So there are two different things between free and OER. So not everything that is free is OER. As example, YouTube videos. They are not OER. They are free to watch. But actually, you cannot download them and re-upload them. It's illegal. People owns the video, right? As example, your profile picture on Facebook. People can download it. Do you want people to use your picture on Facebook? Of course, no. Okay, it's free on Facebook, but it's not OER. So OER, open educational resources, is defined and regulated by some kind of terms which says it is open. Open. So when it comes to open, people can redistribute it. People can share it. People can edit, but they also have their own regulation. So if you see that, as example, there are open educational resources that you can use, but you cannot edit. You can use, you can edit, but you cannot sell. And there are these open educational resources you can sell, you can edit, you can do anything. So that's why we have to understand first. Academic institution have to understand first and embrace open educational resources. What for? So people can value which one is free to use and which one is valuable in terms of money. Okay, yeah, we want to say education is free, but no one ever say, oh, teacher shouldn't be paid. No one ever say that. Okay, we have to be paid. Me myself personally, this is really controversial. I believe that education should not be free. Education should be funded. It's different. The word free and funded. When it comes to free, people will blame the teacher when it comes, they have to pay. People say education is free. Actually, education is not free. Education is funded by the government and the industry. So we have to change the perspective or the norm of the people. Education is not free. Education is funded. And government and also industry are responsible to provide education for the people, because industry are the one who get the benefit. That's why we call them industrial revolution, right? Because the people in the industrial world, they are the one who get the benefit from education. So education is not free, it's funded, and it must be valuable. Like that. And we embrace open education so we can value which things are open, which things are valuable in terms of money, like that. So that teacher can be prosper, education can be more valuable, education will not be taken for granted. You know, when something is always free, people will ignore it. Ah, it's free, like that, right? Yeah, that's in my opinion.
Just because it's free doesn't mean it's credible enough to believe, right, teacher?
That's
Because
right.
as leaders, it's also up to us to verify which are reliable sources of information, and it's up to us to embark this information to the students, our students. Like what you have discussed, these are reliable sources that we could utilize ourselves for our future endeavors as teachers. And some of them are locked under a paywall, and that is very understandable because yes, education is not really free. It is funded by the education by the government. So, so in a sense, education isn't really free, but it is funded. Yes, I think that's all I can muster up. How about you, Ate Sia? And what can you say about the whole discussion? I really absorb a lot of this, especially the websites I will eventually use in the near future.
Yeah, the icons that teacher Fajar is showing us, we go, oh my, I don't know those badges. I those badges. What are those icons? I only know the Google Translate because I am not really into using those apps. And our university, sorry, our
Okay.
university is not really into. I mean, we just use Google Classroom that is very famous in our teaching online. Flipgrid, you know Flipgrid, Kuya A? Not
Yes.
yes, you know Flipgrid. So the Canva and the Microsoft. So that is some famous apps that we are using. And Teacher Fajar really help us to know those apps that we can use in the near future. And the tutors, which is we can make money in there. Teacher, right? We can access that, and
Yes, right.
we can it is profitable for us. And also I have a question, teacher. An open learn teacher, how can we get our own badges? It's an
Oh,
open.
yes. Mm. Okay, continue. What is it?
Okay, teacher, that's my question. How can we get our own badges, or we can join that site as students?
Yes. Let me share my screen then.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, as example, this is my badge. Okay, so this is the badge that I show in this one, right? Yeah. So if you click this picture, it will go to the badge information. So if you want to get badge and also certificate, you only need to sign up for a course, sign up as an account. Okay, you can access it through your mobile phone also. And then you can take free courses. So in the courses, you can see budget course here, budget course. So if you click budget course, so there are courses that if you finish it, you can get badge. It's in my opinion, it's a bit challenging because it's gonna test your love for reading, because most of the thing in this course they are reading. So as example here, we have this is the what is it? Let's say the major is science, math, and technology, and this is the title of the course, moons of our solar system. Okay, and you can see free course. And if you see something like this on the right, this is the level of the course. So the level of the course is like the language that is used, the topic, like that. And on the right, if you see this icon, it means if you finish it, you will get a badge, like that. Okay, and it's 24 hours estimations of learning. Okay, so in one course, there could be like 8 weeks. So they divide it by weeks. So 24 hours study, and they have the course content. So before you enroll, you can also see the course content like this. So you have week 1, week 2, and in these courses, it's not demanding. So most of the tests are just quiz. So you only need mostly some multiple choices, fill in the blanks, like that. Sometimes it can be really difficult. You have to read everything, okay? And then in the case that you want to learn through the course, but let's say you cannot be online all the time. Okay, like you cannot be online all the time. You can download it as PDF here. So you can download the whole course as a PDF, like that. Then if you are online, you can go to the course, to the website again. And you can see like week 1 practice quiz. So you can see the course without enrolling. So as example, I can see the whole content of the course without enroll. And if you want to, this free course is available to start, review the full course, key learning outcomes, and enroll if you want a free statement of participation. Like that. You can also download the course. Oh, sorry. You can download the PDF version. Oh, it's a bit slow. Yeah, so the thing is like everything will be stored into your Open Learning profile. And you can also share your Open Learning profile. Okay, I'll just pause this. So you see in the URL tab here, so you have a unique code of your profile. So if you copy this, if you send it to anyone, for example, anybody, if you want to check it, you can open the link. It will direct you to my profile. Okay, it must be my profile. Okay, so everyone have their own unique link. And you can attach this to your CV, to your LinkedIn. So this is just my hope. No, what is it? Actually, this is my prediction. In the future, learning and education will be based on subscription. Do you believe that? Will be based on subscription. Okay, so learning is not something you finish, you graduate. No, but industry will value people who keep on learning, who have learning profile, who keep on developing their professionalism. This is what I believe in the future. Because if you know website like just like I said, Coursera, Future Learn, they are based on subscription like that. And also like in school, in school in my country, and I see that in most school in every country, they have the professional development session. They have certification, again and again. So I think that maybe in the near future, industry will value people that keep on learning, not just graduated and finish, not just like that.
Thank you so much, Teacher Fajar. What can you say, Kuya
You're very
Aaron?
welcome.
I would like to say that I'm just going to tell a short story that when during the height of the pandemic, my brother was working already, but it's because of the pandemic he couldn't work. Instead, his firm asked the employees to take courses, online courses for them to pass the time, and that is very a productive way of spending the pandemic because not only are we still learning, but it also gives us an opportunity to expand our learning during that time, and it's coming from a big firm. You would not expect that from big companies like that, but it shows that learning truly does still keep going even though we already graduated, we have our degrees, it still continues on learning. And I think there was someone who raised a question. Miss Lady Madeline, are you going to ask a question, or did you just clap your hands because good explanation? So
Yes
may I
po,
ask,
sorry po.
do you have a question, Miss Lady Madeline?
Wala po, wala.
Okay pa. Is there anyone who wants to ask a question to Teacher Fajar? Yes, President. Yes, Ate Sherry Ann.
I think
You
they
have
are just
question?
clapping because Teacher Fajar is a very, very amazing
Not
teacher.
really.
We learn a lot from
Yes.
him.
So I think if there's no more questions, I think we're going to move on to our next part of the program, which is bestowing a token of appreciation to Teacher Fajar as our resource speaker for today. And I will hand over the stage to our President Romel to do the honors. President Romel?
Okay, yan. Am I loud and clear pa rin po ba?
Yes, President.
Yes, thank you so much. The Laguna State Polytechnic University Student Council and the Green Team International, sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, thank you so much, Fabcom. The Republic of the Philippines, Laguna State Polytechnic University, the province of Laguna, College of Teacher Education in partnership with the LSPU Student Council and the Green Team International, headed by Teacher Amir, And this certificate of recognition is awarded to Mr. Paharuddin Akbar, English teacher from Indonesia, and in recognition of his invaluable and exemplary service rendered as research speaker during the CTE Leadership Training Series with the theme The Chances and Challenges for the Future Educators, the Path OER and OEP for Sustainable Learning, awarded on March 12, 2022 by a virtual presentation at the Laguna State Polytechnic University, Los Baños Campus, Los Baños, Laguna. This is signed by the CTE Student Council Advisors, Professor Renisa F. Yola, and Professor Kathleen Lorraine Hinuhino, and also the advisors of Supreme Student Council, Los Baños Campus, Professor Jerome Nicolas and Dr. Maria Teresa M. Rodriguez, and also signed by the Associate Dean of the College of Teacher Education, Dr. Karen Ang Manai. Congratulations, Mr. Fajar.
Thank you, thank you.
Congrats,
Salamat.
Teacher Fajar. Wow, you say in Tagalog word, salamat.
It's the same word in Indonesia actually.
Oh, really?
But in
Wow.
Indonesia,
Good to know.
in Indonesia, salamat means congratulations.
Oh, really?
Salamat
Yeah.
means thank you, Teacher Fajar,
Salamat,
for
Teacher
us.
Yeah.
Fajar.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
thank you everyone.
So thank you so much, Teacher Fajar. We are hoping that this is our not the last time that you are gracing us in our training or webinar. We really learn a lot from you, and thank you so much, Teacher. Host, what
You're
can you
welcome.
say?
All I can say is that we should be more open to opportunities that opens to us. Like this, and we will be posting this on Tuesday next week
Yes, on Tuesday.
for hopefully majority of our students will come and watch and utilize the things that we have discussed for today, because not only will it impact them, but it will impact their future as educators and leaders. I think that's all we can say, all we can discuss. That's it.
Thank you,
If I could
Teacher.
request if I could request
Thank you
everyone to
everyone.
open their cameras for a photo op with Teacher Fajar. Okay.
Okay.
I will,
One. Kuya, are you going to take a screenshot?
you can take it yourself if you feel comfortable.
Okay, smile. Okay. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Teacher
Thank you. Thank
Fajar.
much.
Thank you so
Salamat,
much.
Teacher Fajar. Thank you so
Salamat,
much
Teacher
for this
Fajar.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Salamat.
weekend.